First of February 2020. I haven't been writing much lately since I had my mind on the album I'm working with. But earlier today, when I was searching for my extra phone charger, I found this old diary. I couldn't help myself from sitting down and reading from the very beginning, 15 years ago.
Without even knowing it, I think the journey started when I got my first pair of speakers and no longer needed to listen to music from my old guitar amp. I remember how I tried to record the drums on my toy keyboards in sync for 6 minutes, since nobody were able to tell me that there was something called a sequencer. I remember the first weekend I spent with my best friend Frida, getting lost in creativity together and making our first tunes. When we started our band and when we got our first gigs. The creativity back then was different when navigating in the unexplored, trying to find the path. In 2007, I moved to Malmö and I took my home studio with me. Furnitures had to make room for equipment and good neighborhoodship had to make room for creativity.
Hej och välkommen till telefonsvararen. Du har ett nytt meddelande.
Hej, alltså nu börjar jag bli jävligt trött på ett program med en fucking house-studio. Som du kanske märker är detta ett bostadshus som också har grannar. Snälla sluta spela så fucking jävla högt, annars så måste jag ringa hyresvärden. Med otroligt vänliga hälsningar Jonas. 4 våningar ut.
15th of March 2011. Today we get the keys to our new studio in the basement under that shady Indian restaurant. And to save money, we're gonna leach electricity from their kitchen down to us. And the people who 1st of October 2012. I'm working the night shift while driving around southern Sweden delivering boxes with spare parts for kitchens. I would need to sleep today, but I'm going to the studio. That's actually the only place where I want to be right now.
I was sitting like a sleepless wreck in the studio during the days. On top of that, we lived for the weekend. The underground scene in the outskirts of the city was just starting to thrive. And we can do whatever we wanted as long as we kept an eye on the other natural elements in the area. And that was not the police.
3rd of March 2013. The club where I got my new residency got shut down last night. The security guy in the door got stabbed to death. I've seen big guys with barking dogs on the dance floor before, so I kind of felt that place was dodgy, but I didn't know it was this bad. Probably because I always spent most of the time behind the booth and I was always having a good time.
We were outsiders and we loved it. I started my own label Dirty Hands in 2014 to take it a step further and dissociate from forces that can rule over me. I just wanted to make my own decisions. Meanwhile, I spent every weekend on the road and half of the following week trying to get back in rhythm. I couldn't ignore the conflict between touring and creativity. I felt stuck and I needed to change location, change environment and workflow. Continuing finding the path.
21st of November 2017. I'm still eating from the big batch of lentil soup I made 4 days ago. I really need to stretch those euros now and keep the radiators off. Add an extra layer of clothes and let the machines heat me up now when the Berlin winter is striking. That's a new routine now when I literally live in the studio. I wake up in the studio and I fall asleep in the studio.
The support from real friends matters more than anything, and support can grow into ideas. I'm reading how that grey, shitty day turned into excitement when both Patrick and Edwin convinced me to make this album.
Eco Whisky här, kom.
Då har vi en fin starköl på Amigo Hotel i Hammar.
I'm reading how the vibe from yesterday's gig brought so much inspiration that I could start a track with just a laptop on Manchester Airport. And the heartache when life took uncalculated turns made me write music in ways I don't even know I was capable of. Or how a certain moment with a stranger in the early morning gave me inspiration to the intro song of the entire album.
1st of February 2020. I haven't been writing much lately since I had my mind on the album I'm working with. But earlier today when I was searching for my extra phone charger, I found this old diary. I couldn't help myself from sitting down and reading from the very beginning 15 years ago. When reading some of the old posts, I'm starting to divine some kind of path. Trying to hit those drum pads in sync, or playing in raves in Malmö with barking dogs on the floor and getting to that studio no matter what. I got my first pair of speakers in the state of the unknown, with the feeling of having an unexplored world in front of me. The mixture of inspiration and confusion. Trying to find the path.